Reignite your intuition to show to grow your intuitive self. Today I talk about to be or not to be. My name is Angela and I'm a highly intuitive person by birth. What makes me the expert in supporting you regaining your intuition? As a psychic life coach, it is my passion to support people by becoming themselves and close to who you are. Trusting fully your intuition takes time and is a very individual process. I share with you my knowledge and hands-on strategies I have developed to support you in your daily lifestyle. Take 30 minutes of your lifetime, schedule a free call with me on my homepage, which is actually only taking about a minute, and then you have a 30-minute free call. When I was a teenager, my mom decided that my brother and me have to go to the theater and we have to watch Shakespeare. Okay, lucky us, it was at least not in English, especially not in Shakespeare English. I would have been lost, to be honest. But I thought, hey, that's a cool idea. My mom has the idea to go to the theater and we're watching Shakespeare. Knowing that a super famous actor was playing, and I remember the to be or not to be part very well because we have a name in German that's called Tobias. And in Switzerland, we shorten it with Toby. So to be and Toby was very funny. They actually changed it a little bit and made it to Toby or not Toby. The whole act was not really Shakespeare. It was not a traditional classical one. It was very modernized, but in a cool way, in a smart way, in a very intelligent way, how you can think about things. And whenever I thought of that piece, and it's a very interesting time right now. You might hear that I have a little voice issue because my nose has a hard time to breathe, which means something, is not as well as it should be. My nose is full. Something's not, in the flow that I like it. And then I was like, wait a second, to be or not to be? Well, I am. Who am I? What is it? What is, what my soul saying? What is my body trying to tell me? Because I wasn't listening before my body reacted. So I have to listen now, or at least I should try to listen now. And I'm like, okay, to be. And then I was like, well, it has a lot to do with our ego. It has a lot to do with our body, mind, and soul thing. And I'm like, okay, let's don't get too spooky, but what's your thoughts about being? And I must admit, people can easily say, you just have to be. And if you are, you're in the flow, and life will flow, and blah, blah, blah. And it sounds so cool, isn't it? And so easy. One question. Have you ever met anyone who is always in their flow? And they are always just, in their being. Have you ever met anyone who is never out of it? Yeah? Then I ask you, did you believe that person? If you say no, we're on track. If you say yes, be careful. Have you spoken to that person? Because if you've spoken to that person and the person said, I'm always, in my flow and I'm in my being and everything's fine and I will never change it and it will never block me. Trust me, something's not right. Everyone who is very close to themselves, everyone who knows to be and everything has to do with yourself, is also aware of the fact that we are learning all the time. And it is a part of our flow learning to trust us more and more that we get pushed out of our flow. Because if we always stay in there, we actually be stuck and we will not stay in the flow. That's impossible. But people think they are, let's take a picture. They think they are on a boat in a river. And there is good times that they're on it and they're in the middle of the river and floating there and life is going well and everything's, And then somehow they get stuck because a tree or something's holding them back and they can still feel the water flowing and they think they are in the flow, but nothing's moving because this tree is a lesson they have to learn. And trust me, we always have to learn lessons that will never, ever, ever stop. If you want to hear that or not, that's how it is. it will never stop that we're learning lessons. That's so-called life. Imagine this world is a university or a playground. It's our decision. But we're coming down here, I think we're coming down here at least in my imagination. And we are here to learn. And we are learning a full lifetime. And we don't have one lesson and then it's done. The point is that we decide to start to learn the lesson. And that we start to change. And that we start to look at ourselves. Because then we are. And to be is to be. Trust me, there is moments that I'm like, oh, good God, I'm angry. And I'm losing it. I'm not very often losing it, but sometimes I lose it a little bit. And then if I lose it, I do it in my own rooms where nobody is around. Because I don't like to lose it in front of people, and I rarely do so. I'm very Swissy in that part, at least I think it's very Swiss. I'd rather step back than forward in certain situations, which is something that I've actually learned to change a little bit, but it's still a training part of me. So that's actually a life lesson as well. I know exactly if some buttons are pushed and I have to decide what to do with them. So these lessons are letting us grow. And when you're angry, for example, then you are still in the flow. It doesn't mean that you're not in the flow. It just means you are very present, actually. When you're angry, you're right in the moment. This is something we hardly realize, but that's very important. We are in the moment we are present. So to be doesn't mean to always be in the comfort, which is something that we started to make like, this comfort word, this comfort zone thing. To be means to have your comfort zone built, but in a perfect spot that you have. And it doesn't mean that this comfort zone is outside of your body. Your couch is comfortable. I at least hope it is. Your TV might be a pleasure for some movies to watch. But as a matter of fact, your proper comfort zone that you can be who you are is to trust your heart, is to trust your gut, and is to trust yourself. And to trust yourself means that you have to love yourself. And we're back on to be. I was out for dinner yesterday with friends of mine, a family with 2 kids, and the little one said, I am dumb. I lost it. The parents know me. They know that I'm not very good in keeping quiet in that moment. I looked at him and I said, who says you're dumb? Well, I say I'm dumb, and I'm like, if you ever say you're dumb, that's just horrible. You are not dumb nor stupid nor anything. You are a beautiful, smart person. The person who said you are dumb did something stupid, but even that person is not dumb. Nobody in this country or in this world is stupid. Nobody. But trust in yourself, because what they're doing is trying to make you feel small, and the moment you feel small, it's easy for them to tell you what you have to do. Then he looked at me and said, but I'm a very bad reader. And I said, what do you mean when you are a very bad reader? I just heard that you like to read books. He said, yeah, but I'm a very bad reader. And I said, well, are you slow reading? He said, no. Then I was trying to figure out what's the point. He said, I am not very fast in reading in front of the class. And then I said, well, that's okay. Because if you don't like it, if you don't feel comfortable, not everybody's made to stand in front of a group and read. And I remember that I didn't like it either. He said, yeah, but I'm dumb because I can't do that. I said, no, you are not, because you do it. But it's dumb that someone said you are, because not everybody is comfortable in every situation. I remember reading when I was sitting in my desk at school was not comfortable. Standing in front of the class was pure panic. But at home, or the way to school, my nose was hardly out of a book. And this is the point. To be means to trust yourself, to also say stop. I mean, one of my own stories about self-confidence and self-love, I don't have a problem to get in front of 100 people or 1,000, I don't care, even millions, to talk about my topic. But if someone is taking me out of in a crowd and is like, well, if you come on the stage, I can tell you that they can switch off the light. They don't need light anymore. My head is full red because I have a hard time to be in that moment. I am getting there more and more and more and more because I'm learning my lessons slowly and surely, and some a bit longer and some a bit faster, and then such and such. But I am more and more within me, which means I am in my flow. I am. But still, it is important to get kicked out of the I am from time to time to realize, wait a second, I have to reflect myself regularly. I have to take my self-reflection very, 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 I would say actually very clear on me, because I think self-reflection lets you grow. So make sure that you're honest towards yourself, as honest as you can be. There is days you will cheat yourself, because there is days we cheat ourselves the best, and we are the best to make ourselves angry. Not even our moms are as good as we are in doing it with ourselves. So make sure that you play with you, that you take yourself as such an important person, that your being is so important for you, that you love yourself because you are who you are, and not you try to be someone you are not. And we are not built to fit in. We are made to live our lives. And if you're now like, yeah, but but what is my purpose in this world? Why am I here? This is actually a question I'm not very happy about when someone asks me, because I hardly have the answer they want to hear. They expect me to say, you're here to do this or to do that. Well, your purpose to be is, as a matter of fact, to be who you are, to become that soul that you really are, and not what they expect. And they can be family, they can be friends, they can be school, they can be economy, they can be anything. But you have to do what you want to do. Why? Because you are as beautiful as everybody else in your being and in your individual being. Are you ready for being you? Yes? Then go to angelahack.com, book a 30-minute call, and you will find the link below the podcast. Thank you for listening to Reignite Your Intuition.